don't. So.
We normally get a 2-minute warning before we go live.
Normally, but this is, we have, Mike's not with us, James is, and he asked me to push it live to just test it, but I don't know if we unpushed it live, so.
Well, we'll just give it another minute for to see if Pat can join us. Hi, Pat.
Hi, my sincere apologies. Oh, I was just daydreaming there, sitting there watching TV.
You're here.
Getting old.
You dozed off.
So are we live, Steve, or?
Yes, we are.
Well, we will call the meeting to order. We respectfully acknowledge that the County of Haliburton is located on Treaty 20 Mishi-Saugig territory and in the traditional territory of the Mishi-Saugig and Chippewa nations, collectively known as the Williams Treaties First Nations. We acknowledge a shared presence of Indigenous nations throughout the area and recognize its original Indigenous inhabitants as the stewards of its lands and waters since time immemorial. Good evening, my name is Liz Danielson and I will be your chairperson for tonight's hearing. I'd like to introduce you to other members of the Land Division Committee. Bill Blakes, representing Minden Hills, Pat Kennedy, representing Dysart et al., and Bob Snyder, representing Highlands East. With us, as well as our Director of Planning, Steve Stone, and our Acting Secretary Treasurer, Michelle Moore. This meeting is held through remote electronic participation in accordance with the Municipal Act 2001 as amended. The purpose of the hearing is to give the applicant or authorized agent the opportunity to discuss their application with the committee and respond to written submissions which may have been received. It's also an opportunity for the committee to broaden their understanding of the application by asking questions. Members of the public who are participating virtually may also make oral submissions to the committee or ask questions. The procedure we use is to hear applications in the same order as they were received in our office. Our Secretary Treasurer will introduce each application and our planner will provide a planning brief. When participants register for the meeting, the file number of the application they have an interest in was noted by staff. Participants wishing to take part in the hearing will be admitted virtually to the meeting and will be provided 5 minutes to speak to the committee. I will then ask members of the committee by name if they have any questions. So we'll now proceed with the agenda. Could I have a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as presented? Moved by Pat Kennedy, seconded by Member Blakes.
Moved by Member Kennedy, second by Member Blakes, be it resolved that the April 11th, 2022 Land Division Committee agenda be hereby approved.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's carried, thank you. Could I have a mover and a seconder to adopt the minutes of March 14th? Member Schneider moved by and seconded by Member Blakes, thank you.
Moved by member Schneider, second by member Blakes, be it resolved that the minutes of the Land Division Committee meeting held March 14th, 2022 be approved as printed and circulated.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. I don't believe we have any business arising from a previous meeting, so we'll move into the applications for consent for this evening. The first being Hammerhead Holdings Limited. And Mr. Stone, if you could review the file for us.
Thank you. I have Dave, the applicant, in attendance, so I'll allow him to come in as well.
Okay.
Yes, this application came to the county by the applicant after they realized that there was an error in how the original consents were registered back in 2005. He and his lawyer discovered the error in the process of trying to sell the property. So what they've are asking the committee now is to recognize the need for right-of-way for vehicle access across one of the parts of the plan. And based on the review, the committee will notice that it is in a rural designation. Driveways are considered incidental to the primary use of the lands, which in this case would be seasonal residential dwelling or cottage. And so with that, it was circulated to the township, and they did provide their comments with a series of conditions, and they appear in the recommendation of the report as fairly standard conditions. The committee will note, and with that, staff recommends that the committee approve this application. Dave's here if he wants to speak to it.
The applicant wish to make any comments?
Thank you, Steve Stone. I think you summarized it fairly well. It was an oversight back in 2005. Obviously, the lot was approved, and unfortunately, nobody recognized the language in that approval on the deed wasn't done properly. So we're now playing catch up. But I think he covered everything off that needs to be said.
Do any members of the committee have questions of either Mr. Stone or the applicant? Could I have a mover and a seconder to approve the application? Moved by member Blake, seconded by member Kennedy.
Moved by member Blake, second by member Kennedy, be it resolved that the Land Division Committee for the County of Haliburton received the report entitled Land Division Staff Report, Consent H-004 of 2022, Hammerhead Holdings Limited, right of way, and that the Land Division Committee of the County of Haliburton approve the consent as shown on the severance sketch, subject to the conditions of approval as described in the said report. Member Kennedy, yay or nay?
Yay.
Member Snyder, yay or nay?
Yay.
Member Blakes, yay or nay?
Yay.
Chair Danielson, yay or nay?
Yay. That's approved.
Thank you, that's carried.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening.
You too. Okay, the next application is for an easement of or right-of-way by Colpitts and Ecclestone. If you could review the file, please.
Yeah, thank you, committee. Emily is here as the agent for the applicant, so I'll let her in as well to talk. So like the previous application, this is a consent request for right-of-way. In this regard, I'm just going to pull up the severance sketch. So in this regard, there was an existing driveway / right-of-way that was more to the north side of the lot, and with the construction of the newer cottage / seasonal dwelling, they felt it more appropriate to move that right-of-way more central to the lot to allow a bit more privacy. And so there's actually the main right-of-way actually services a number of lots to the south. And so this application is to allow that to continue, but just have the right of way in a different location. In terms of county official plan designation, this is a rural designation, and local official plan would allow for seasonal residential development. And so driveways / right of ways are considered incidental to the primary use on the property. The application was circulated to the member municipality. The township did provide comments with conditions, which are reflected in the staff report. Based on the analysis, it's recommended for approval, subject to the conditions in the report. Thank you.
Emily, do you have anything that you wish to add?
Are we?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Well, she's not muted, so she may have lost her connection though. She's got her,
She's got her hand up.
oh, she's got her hand up, but
Emily, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
there you go.
We
Yeah.
can now, yep. Is there something you'd like to add to the report?
No, I just wanted to say thank you, Steve, for the report. I'm just here to try to answer any questions at all, if there are any.
Does the committee have any questions of either Mr. Stone or Ms. Thaler? Mr. Snyder.
Can somebody just clarify for me, is the new right-of-way the yellow section? And is it serving a different lot than what the cottage is showing on?
The new right-of-way is the yellow section. Sorry, I don't have it up here in front of me. It's serving, yes, it's serving the lot to the south that also has shoreline of Gull Lake. It continues to serve the same property that it's serving already.
Just as a comment, the yellow highlighting is very, very hard to see.
Yes, on the report that was, sorry, Steve.
Yeah, I apologize to the committee for that. We did try to highlight it better, but somehow there was a glitch between my Word document and iCompass. So we're still working on fixing those kind of glitches. I apologize.
Any other questions from committee members? Member Blakes?
Yeah, the new right of way, is that come off Foresters Road?
It's continuing to come off the same driveway. It's just sort of a realignment, sort of halfway down the existing driveway, which is where the change takes place. So same road, but it's still coming off of.
Okay, there you go.
Hearing no further questions or comments, could I have a mover and a seconder to approve the request?
I'll move it.
Moved by member Blakes, seconded by member Kennedy. Thank you.
Moved by member Blake, second by member Kennedy, be it resolved that the Land Division Committee for the County of Haliburton received the report entitled Land Division Staff Report, Consent H-006 of 2022, Coal Pits and Ecclestone for a right-of-way, and that the Land Division Committee for the County of Haliburton approved the consent as shown on the severance sketch, subject to the conditions of approval as described in this report. Member Kennedy, yay or nay?
Yay.
Member Schneider, yay or nay?
Yay.
Member Blakes, yay or nay?
Yay.
Chair Danielson, yay or nay?
Yay.
Thank you. That's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, finally, we have an application for an easement for right-of-way by William and Natalie Fletcher. If you could review your report, please, Mr. Stone.
Oh, I just lost the applicant, so hopefully she will come back. I apologize. Just like the previous two applications, this is an application consent to create a right-of-way for vehicle access. and it's for benefiting property out to highway number 35. The application was circulated to the township, and they did provide comments and requested conditions, which are reflected in the staff report. The committee will realize that this is again in the rural designation within the county official plan, and it is in the local official plan and zoning bylaw. Shoreline uses are permitted. So driveways and the right-of-ways for driveways would be considered incidental to the primary use that's been established on the benefiting lands. So thank you, and again, apologize to Sue. I might have released her by accident, so hopefully that's okay for the committee.
Does the committee have, do any of the committee members have questions on this application? Bob?
So the benefiting lot has to cross two other lots. Are those easements already in place?
I believe so. They let me just pull up the sketch. Yes, so the benefiting lot, which is, if you look at the sketch, is the far left-hand side. Those were established some time ago when the benefiting property owner approached the township to acquire a portion or get permission to cross over the unopened road allowance. So those that right of way there was already established, but it wasn't established for the benefiting property over the subject lands of this consent.
Does that fully answer your question?
Yep, that's fine.
Any other questions on this request? Hearing none, could I have a mover and a seconder to approve the application? Moved by member Snyder, seconded by member Blakes.
Moved by member Schneider, second by member Blakes. Be it resolved that the Land Division Committee for the County of Haliburton received the report entitled Land Division Staff Report, Consent H-20 of 2022 in the name of Fletcher for a right-of-way, and that the Land Division Committee for the County of Haliburton approve the consent as shown on the severance sketch, subject to the conditions of approval as described in the said report. Member Kennedy, yea or nay?
Yay.
Member Schneider, yea or nay?
Yay.
Member Blakes, yea or nay?
Hey,
Chair Danielson, yea or nay?
Yay.
That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you. So we don't appear to have any correspondence. Were there any other reports or comments that you wish to make, Mr. Stone?
No, I simply would like to point out that the next agenda, we're hoping there'll be a number of consent applications for that, maybe as high as 12.
So brace ourselves
Yes.
for a little bit longer meeting.
another 2 coffees.
It's a 2 coffee meeting.
So,
Okay.
and you're sorry, Steve, you're still planning virtual?
Yes, well, until directed by council, otherwise everything will be, will continue along as virtual, so.
That's one thing I was going to ask the committee. We seem to be operating fairly well by virtual meetings. Were there any county council will start meeting in person in May, but that does not necessarily mean that that this committee needs to meet in person. If you think that we're conducting our business satisfactorily through virtual means, any thoughts or comments on that?
I'm fine.
I just,
Go ahead, Bob.
sorry, I would just ask if, has there been any negative feedback from applicants?
In terms of, the only negative feedback is, can you get my application on sooner than that?
Okay, well, that's not relative to whether it's virtual or in person.
Yeah,
I think actually, you know, given the amount of time to travel, for instance, for a meeting that tonight was relatively short, it would seem, you know, a little bit crazy to have us all travel, take the time to travel longer than the actual meeting takes. And I mean, personally, I think in the winter time, evening meetings are sometimes a bit of a challenge to travel to. So if it's all right with the committee, we'll carry on meeting virtually for now. And if we run into any stumbling blocks or any comments or concerns from members of the public, we'll talk about it again. I would think that, you know, given that some of the applicants and or their agents might have to travel even further to come to a meeting in person. So this might actually help them to be able to meet virtually. So, okay, we'll go forward as we are. No closed session business. Is everyone available for the May 9th date?
At the moment, yeah.
Bill, did you have a comment that you wanted to make earlier? Sorry,
About what?
might have cut you off about any
Oh, virtual
comment.
meetings? No, I'm fine with the virtual meetings. I'm good with that.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, everyone. And could I have a mover and a seconder to adjourn? Member Kennedy and Member Blakes.
Moved by member Kennedy, second by member Blakes. Be it resolved that the Land Division Committee meeting of April 11th, 2022 be hereby adjourned.
All in favor?
I.
That's carried. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Steve and Michelle. And we'll see you on May the 9th.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
Night.